we doing, Johnny? Hey, Chad. Good afternoon. Matthew. We're going to give it a couple minutes and then we'll get started. Make sure all my stuff is lined up for y'all. Not a problem, Sensei. This is going to be fun. Alright, so sheet 1. Don't need that. Alright, so let's go ahead and get started. I'll make sure and I will have this replay up, so anybody that wants to come back and watch it. Kids are resilient, they'll feed themselves. So, alright, so let me try to zoom in on the numbers. Come on now. Alright, so this is how I run my plan. Your plan could be completely different. I just figured I would show y'all and kind of give y'all an example. There's been a lot of questions about positioning and doing the 50-50, where it needs to be according to the market and stuff. So this is basically what you need to do, what you need to accomplish. If we're going to trade, the first pair we're going to look at is BTC USDT, and that is on Bittrex. So we're going to open up our trading view chart, and the first thing I always do is not that line. I want the top line that I can get. So we're going to make these purple and thick so y'all can see them. So $49.02 is our top line. So let's go over to our spreadsheet. 49.02, and we change our positioning all the way down. So if you believe that it's going to hit $5,500, change it to $5,500. And our budget for our BTC USD for this example is $1,000. You can make it yours. If you've only got $10 for this, only do it with $10. If you have $1 million, do it with $1 million. It's your plan. It's not my plan. So take a look. We're going to use $1,000 USDT for this budget. So at the price of $5,500, I want, we'll change that because it's not positions, it's USDT. I want $100 in Bitcoin at this price. That is 10%. I like to leave 10% just in case I am wrong. So if it happens to shoot to 6,000, I would still like to have 10% to sell off. So, and then I do 15%, which is $150. So if the price is at $5,500 and it drops down to $49.50, I buy another $50 worth. Does that make sense? And we just keep going down the chart. So once we have these numbers, these are our base prices of where we should be, or where I should be. So now we go back to the chart, and let's take a look at, let's add some more. So now we're going to change it to green, and we're going to mark up some of our dips. So right here's a dip. That's not where I want that, but we'll put it right there because we touched there and we touched there. So that's a good dip. Let's do one right here because it touches there, pretty much touches right there, and it touches right there. There's another. Oh, it stopped on me. There we go. Do another one right there. And we'll do another one right there. Alright. Yeah, I did say that. So, yes. Yeah. So if you're only wanting, see, this is why I shouldn't change it, because I didn't have it in positions. Yeah, you're only wanting $100 in Bitcoin at this point. If you're at 10%, you want $100 in Bitcoin. Yeah, 10%, $100 in Bitcoin. 90%, $900 in Bitcoin. Yeah, this is USDT spent. Here, I'll change this. BTC owned. Yeah, you should have $900 in Bitcoin at this point when you're at 90%. Yeah, I should have explained that a little better. That was confusing. I shouldn't have changed that. Does that help? Is that better now? Alright, so once I get these numbers, I like to come over to my chart and be, okay, this number is at 41.35. That's where it hit that bottom. So then I come back over to here, 41.25 is right there. So then I adjust at 30%, 41.25. 41.25 is not going to work out well over here. It's going to hit this and then bounce back up. So I want this number, so my 30%, I want that at 41.35. That's where I want the actual number to be, because that's where my support line, my resistance line is going to be. Jan, the reason I don't do the 100% at the bottom, because I want the extra $100 just in case. I mean, what if Bitcoin went to $200 for some crazy reason? I would like to have that extra 10% just to buy at $200. It gives me a little playroom on the top and a little bit of playroom on the bottom. So basically, I just go through my charts, 35.19. So 35.75 is going to be a resistance point. So I would let that one fall all the way down to 35.19 before I went to 40%. Matthew, that's what I'm doing right now. This is where the actual line's going to be. This is support. These are the support lines. So this is just based off of calculations. So my budget is, the top is 5,500, or what I believe it's going to be. These are the 10% of that 5,500. So I'm going by 5% increments all the way to the bottom. And then I'm going back and checking my support lines. So I know that 41.25 won't happen because there's going to be a support line at 41.35. Just according to charts and what has happened in the past. I'm pointing at my screen like y'all can see me pointing to the exact spot on my screen. Does that make sense? It works out on other coins too, and I'll show y'all another one here in a little bit. Yes, so basically the way I'm doing the formula over here is B2, so the top, minus B2 times A7. So taking 5,500, timesing it times the 10 or 15%, and getting that price. And then I just have it pulling the bottom from the bottom. So let's take a look at a different coin, and we'll look at pay BTC. So we'll go ahead and delete that line. I found my top right here. That's the top of the whole entire chart that they have. 0.00156,313. So if I go over here to my chart and put in my top number for BTC pay, and then let it figure out all the calculations, my bottom should be 0.003 or 23447. So let's go back over here, look at our chart. Come down here to the bottom of the market, 0.0023456. So even just according to my chart, it's just barely off. Sometimes miracles happen and the chart actually lines up with the spreadsheet. Most of the time it doesn't. So what we're doing is now we're going to do the same thing. We have our numbers in our spreadsheet of where it should be. We just want to match up and do support lines, support resistance lines. So let's go back to BTC Pay. Right now the current price is 0.0039371. So spreadsheet, let me move that so I stop doing that. 0.00391. So this is, it's currently at 80%. So if you're doing 100 positions, which is 0.1 Bitcoin, you would have 80 positions in, 75 to 80 positions in at this point. These are 4 hours right now, and I use 4 hours to mark up my charts. So that would be the top. There's a good bottom right there. There's another top, touches twice. And I just kind of go through and mark them up and then adjust my positions. In fact, I would even put a line right here. Let me not hit that tab because it has a lot of issues passing up right here. Support again right here. Goes up, comes back down. Fights it right here, fights it right here. Touches it a couple times right here. All the way back here. Back August, it fought it. DC, which coin are you talking about? Does this make sense to everybody? If you're doing Bitcoin and 2000 is your bottom, then just adjust your plan. This is kind of how I am not sizing positions on BTC USD. I'm using USD as my positioning on Bitcoin. And then positioning on regular Bitcoin positioning. On this. Yeah, your bottom can be whatever. All of our opinions are going to be different. I'm not planning on it going below 2000, but if it does, I want to be prepared for it to happen. Because if you were at 100% Bitcoin, let me go back to the Bitcoin, at 2000, so right here. If you're at 100% here, if it happens to drop to 1100, are you going to have enough in your budget to buy more? Yeah, so on the Bitcoin market, it's based in USDT. The Bitcoin USDT. If you're going to do Bitcoin to pay, it needs to be based on the positions like 0.001 Bitcoin. Yeah. Yeah, it can go down to 15, 1800. Like Dana said, it was down 1800 in July. Is this making sense for everyone? Yeah, let me just use it as an example and make sure you're doing your own charting. I shared it in the Discord channel. Curious to see how he will incorporate sizing with allocation distribution. Okay. So the sizing is based, like, let's just go over BTC. So the sizing, my position sizing is 40. Where are we at right now? So 39,205. So let's go 39,205. I have 80 positions right here. Okay, 80 positions. If the price shoots up to 46,894, oh, come on. So if the price comes up to right there, go away. So if the price comes up to right there at that yellow line, I'm going to come back over here to my chart and I'm going to sell off 5 of my positions. Does that help? Yes, Chris, that is exactly right. Pick your coin, see where the top is, see where the bottom is, or where you believe the bottom could be. See where it is in relation to the 50-50 split, and then buy your positions accordingly. Chad, you would think so, but it does not. You just don't break even, because you're going up. You're going up, like right here. You're going to jump up. What is that? 7,000 satoshis per coin. Yeah, you can schedule them out. And if you're buying the 80 positions right here, right off the start, schedule it out. You want to plan the bottom for what you think the bottom is going to be, Jan. I mean, heck, if that's the case, the bottom could be a penny. But plan for what you think the bottom will be. Because over here on sheet 1, I don't think the bottom will ever hit $1,000. But I want to have wiggle room just in case it does. Yeah, and if you're selling, you're going to do sell your 5 positions, you're going to make at least 7,000 satoshis per coin that you sell right here. And then if it comes back down, you buy your 5 back at the cheaper price. And again, this is all based on your budget for this particular coin. Don't put your whole portfolio in one coin. Divide it up. I know guys that run 10 coins. I know guys that run 125 coins doing this strategy. I keep 10% for the unexpected, because if it drops down to 100 or 1,000 satoshis a piece, I want to grab all that they have. They do pretty good. One of the guys I know did like 19% on pay last week in one day. 19% profit. So this works. It's just all about your deal. I mean, I did one trade last month and netted 8 to 10%. I don't remember. That was a whole month ago. And you learn so much in his classes. So yeah, consistency. Check it every day. You only got to check it once a day, kind of plan. Any other questions? How do you combine this allocation with the sizing of multiplication and division? How do you combine the allocation with the sizing? Hey, crypto chat, I'm not really understanding your question. Yeah, you don't really have to hover over the computer. He means 2 and 3x down. That is pivot trading. This is straddling. It's a different type of trading. And you can pivot trade all you want. I don't multiply for that, crypto chat. I just buy my next 5 positions if it goes down. I buy however many positions. So like if my budget is 1,000 positions, which would be 1 Bitcoin, then if it drops from 80% down to my 85% mark, I buy 50 more positions. If I have a budget of 10 positions, then I buy a half a position if it drops down 5%. This is all straddling. The pivot trading is if it drops, then and you're 4xing or 3xing to buy your way down. And that is a fun game to play too. So I like the straddling because I can go over to my Bittrex account. I think it's, yeah, homepage markets. Let's go over to pay. I can look at my pay and I can do conditional. If the price is greater than or less than, if I'm doing a buy or sell, I could put in the price I want to buy and then schedule it and then wait. If it over here on the chart dips below here, then it will put my buy order in. I don't have to do anything. I don't have to be here. I could be asleep and it will buy it for me. It makes it easy. Then I could put a sell order in for the Bitcoin or the pay coins I already have. If it comes across this line, then sell them. Yeah, and you don't have to do conditional. You could just straight up do limit and set your price. Normally I do conditional, and if you do conditional, it doesn't show up in the books until it passes a certain point. So if you're going to sell it at 2000 BTC, but you want your conditional, you don't want it to show up until it hits 2001 BTC, the order won't show up until it gets to that point. Yeah, crypto chat, you can do both at the same time on the same coin. It's not one or the other, it's all of the above. It's like asking, do you eat cake or cookies? Yes, please. I eat cake and cookies. So the limit is, it will actually put it in the order books right then and there. Yeah, you can do it either side. The limit is it adds it to the book. The conditional is it will not add it to the book until it hits the price you set in the condition. Yeah, it could be buy or sell side. Just examples, guys. Just examples. See if I can get that fuzziness to go away. There we go. The only thing with the conditional, yeah, the conditional hides your order. The only thing with the conditional is you have to have, if you're selling the pay coin, you have to have the pay coin already in your wallet. As an example, your pivot, with pivot you might get your order at 80%, level 1 position and multiplied down. Yeah, so I play with pivot and straddling, just so y'all are aware. Both of them are great. Both of them will make you profits if done correctly. Sensei's video that he just did showed you how to do them correctly. Then with the 3xing down from 50-50, then at 20 I don't have my allocation, but could be only 61.39. No, just I haven't thought about that, Dana. I guess I could later on, just not today. I'm already behind on my work schedule. If you allocate, say, 70% when you should sell those positions at 60% level or at the predetermined percentage. You would, so if you buy at 7, here, let me change this back to 100. So if you buy at 70% and it goes up to 60%, you would sell your 10 positions off. Thank you, DC. This is my 1-year progress. Actually, it's been like a year and 10 days now. So if it jumps up to 10%, sell them off. Sell your 10 positions at 10% and make your profit. Now if you do what Sensei just taught you, you're going to sell 1 position an hour for 10 hours. And just keep, as it keeps going up, you're just grabbing more profit. I did it in 5% increments, so I will have more buys and more sells. A little bit more trading room. Yeah, or 1 a day for 10 days. Exactly. Trophies are fun. It's really nice when you get like a trophy 1 Neo coin and then you just stick it in a wallet and let it do a little staking for you. Five positions. Wisdom, it was 5 positions. So if it's going to move up 5% on price, I'm going to sell off 5 positions. Because like this jump to there is going to give me 8,000 satoshis per coins. Yeah, normally, Kevin, I'll move a trophy off into a wallet on my desktop and just let it sit there. If it's a non-staking wallet, then I close the wallet. If it is a coin that stakes, then I will let the wallet stay open and just sit there and see if it ever makes me any extra cash. Which is harder to do on the lower price or the higher price coins, easy to do on the lower price coins. The 5% is for when the market is barely bumping up and down. Yeah, pretty much. And I mean 5% on most of this stuff is pretty big moves. So you're talking an 8,000 Satoshi move for pay BTC. And you can catch smaller movements too. That's the pivot is better for smaller movements. 5% is good for bigger movements. The straddling, all of this, I like bigger movements on. Kevin, I will have videos out on staking here pretty soon. So I'm actually I've got a staking project coming out that I am working on, so I'll have videos on that soon. How would you budget $100 using the .001? Okay, BTC to USD, $100. So you would have 20 positions because there's an extra 0 at the end of that. Does that make sense, Johnny? So if you have your $100 and you got 20 positions, just come back over here to your chart, take that 20 positions, and there's your positioning all the way down. So, yep, that's all you got to do. It makes it simple and easy, and now I know. Yeah, so I hope this helps, because it took me a little bit to get it, and it's like once it clicks in your mind, you're good. Oh man, look at all that staticky. I did a green, grayish, bluish screen behind me, and I'm not liking it. I'm going to have to buy me a different screen. So, but once you get the whole concept, it becomes a whole lot easier to do the straddle, and then you mix it in with the pivot strategy, and man, oh man. So this sheet should work good for y'all. It obviously adjust it to yourself. So is there any other questions before I hop off? Okay. Okay, Jan, what's your one big question? I'll see, I almost made a funny, but I'll just wait for Jan. I have kids, so I have to work on my filter. Can you post a link in the Discord for that sheet? Yes. It is now in the boiler room. No. Jan, if the market is at the 50% line, so it's at that price right there, and it drops to that price, I would go from 10 positions to 1 position. So I would only buy 1 more position in the market. So let's change this back to 100 positions. So if I'm at the 50% and it drops to 55, that price, I'm going to buy 5 positions. Johnny was asking over here if he had $100, how many positions it would get him, and then how he would allocate it over here in the chart. So No, one position right now is $5. 484. So 5 positions would be $25. Yeah, if you want to make a copy of this, just go File, Make a Copy. And that'll let you change whatever you want to. It'll add it to your Google Sheets profile. And you can change it, adjust it, I don't care. Do whatever you want to with it. Jan, does that help out? Awesome. If y'all have any questions on this, hit me up in the Discord. I try to be in the boiler room most of the time. I have it on my phone. I may be asleep. That's the only time I don't. A position is always 0.001. It does not matter the price of the dollar. It's 0.001 BTC. My kids are 15, 14, and 12. So, I hope this helps. Hit me up in the Discord. I'll answer questions the best I can. Y'all have a wonderful day. Chart, plan, enjoy your life.